SML is a show that has had hundreds upon hundreds of characters. But because of this, some of them have gone missing. Today, I'm gonna be looking into why these 25 specific characters went missing, starting with Harry. Where did he go? Harry was introduced as a British clone of Cody, and only appeared in 2020. This was because Phoebe, the voice actor of Cody, couldn't film because of the cough, and decided to only do FaceTiming for when they filmed. And I guess the SML couldn't survive without the smart friend in the group to balance things out, so they introduced Harry as a character. But when Phoebe returned to filming after the cough, Harry was never seen again, which was partially explained in Cody Meets Harry, where Cody won the smart competition by shooting Harry with an invention to make him dumb. After this though, a lot of people still wondered where he went. But 4 years later, we got this fourth wall break.
Dude, when are we gonna kick Cody out of the group?
I don't know. Whatever happened to that hairy guy?
You'll never know.
I'm starting to think Pablo got rid of the hairy puppet.
Yeah, we gotta keep our eyes on him.
And after this, people really started to wonder what happened to Harry. Logan even made a vlog on Chili's channel called Phoebe Destroyed Harry, where they speculate that he destroyed the puppet, but the real life reason is they just can't find it. So now we know that Harry's dead. But what happened to Roy, who used to be the coolest kid in school, until PJ Crenshaw took the spotlight? And when people saw how nice PJ was to everyone, unlike Roy, people liked PJ better, which made Roy jealous of PJ Crenshaw, and challenged him to a cool-off. Whoever was the loser would have to leave town and never come back. Unfortunately for Roy, he lost, which meant that Roy had to leave the town of Pensacola, Florida. But before Roy leaves, PJ is nice and gives him the advice to go wherever a girl will pay for him. He says this because Roy's entire character was actually based off of a guy that Logan's girlfriend, Chili, went to the Super Bowl with for free during the whole SML drama that happened in 2020. Which kinda makes sense why he got replaced so fast, because the entire reason he was a character was a joke. But where is Roy now? Well, the two major cities that Roy could have gone to are Destin and Gulf Breeze based off distance alone. Gulf Breeze is the closest town next to Pensacola, and because of that, Roy could have gone there, as Pensacola and Gulf Breeze are separated by the 7.3-mile long Pensacola Bay Bridge. However, because PJ told Roy to go wherever a girl would pay for him, he could have gone to the more wealthy city of Destin, as it's more of a tourist city. Destin would be the best location based off distance and how many tourists would think that Roy is apparently the coolest kid in town. But there's actually another city that he could have gone to, which is Miami, and there's some evidence he might be there, because the Super Bowl he went to for free could have taken place in Miami, which is kind of near Pensacola. Next, what happened to Phoebe? Well, here's her story using as much information as I could out of her few appearances. Phoebe is the biological sister to Jeffy, as she has the same mother, but her dad is different, being Terry, who we see as Nancy's rent collector in Jeffy's 20th birthday. And as we know, Nancy took custody of her kids Jeffy and Phoebe, just so when they turn 18, Nancy can collect the money from her kids that would have been owed by their fathers. All of these events bring us to the year of 2015, where in a flashback for the video Jeffy's sister returns, we see what truly happened to Phoebe, and it's disturbing. And after that, we never saw Phoebe in SML again. But what happened to Woody? This is actually interesting because Woody made a comeback over a 6-year gap of never being in videos, from 2018 all the way to 2024, but he has finally returned and has been in videos lately such as Shrek's Endless Cheesecake, Brooklyn Guy Gets Fired, and Goodman's Bodyguard. So many may wonder, why is he in this video? Well, in one of his most recent appearances, Brooklyn Guy Gets Fired, we get to see the Forgotten Character Dungeon, which is where all of the forgotten, really old characters live, like Woody, Crack Bear, Tony the Tiger, Mr. Pig, and even frickin' tour guide Goofy. But another OG character that has also been forgotten is Mama Luigi, whose last appearance was in Toad's Mistake, which is actually a remake of an OG SML video all the way back from 2009. But before we get into why Mama Luigi went missing, you need to know about the actor who played Mama Luigi, Zeke. who started filming with Logan from the beginning of his channel in 2008, and shortly after he joined, they had one of their biggest hits of his series, Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures. But after a couple years of them seeing their first success on YouTube, Zeke had to move to Colorado, which marked the end of Zeke and SML. 8 years later though, when they were full-grown adults, Zeke saw the success of the channel and wanted to give voice acting for SML another try. And to Zeke's surprise, Logan actually agreed. Zeke was finally gonna get the chance to go from his job at a grocery store to a part-time actor for SML. But after filming the Toad's Mistake video, he ended up going back to Colorado, and Logan never invited him back. So I guess things didn't work out for whatever reason. There shouldn't really be anything more to it. But it turns out that actually a bunch of drama came out of this. Zeke went on to go on a podcast with a very notorious member of the SML community, WH Dude, who is known for liking Lolicon, which I really don't want to explain what it is, but just know it is not good. Anyways, on this podcast, Zeke goes on to leak the plot of the entire SML movie and information about the SML crew's lives that they probably would have rather kept private. Personally, if I was Logan, I would not want to be friends with this guy anymore. Next, what happened to Doofy the Dragon, who used to be Junior's favorite TV show? But ever since the demonetization of all of Logan's channels, Doofy the Dragon has never been seen again. His last real appearance was when he went skydiving in Jeffy's energy drink all the way back in 2018. And ever since then, he has really never been used. And I mean, the reason for this is simple. Logan's even said it himself. Doofy the Dragon's entire character is just unaliving himself. So Logan doesn't really want to risk having that in videos, especially after all that's happened to his channel. But there is some good news for Doofy the Dragon though. He has returned in some new videos, kind of. In the series Jeffy Ball Z, Doofy returns as the dragon that grants them wishes for their Dragon Balls. But besides very small cameos, Doofy has not returned to his original antics since 2018. But what happened to Margaret, who if you didn't know is Bowser's mom?
Mommy, give me a hug! Oh my God!
Get off of me, you fat ass!
Mom, you fed me well!
She appeared a ton in the old house era SML videos, with her debut episode being Bowser's mom. But as time went on, she kind of just appeared in videos less and less, as most fans really didn't care about her. Her last appearance for the longest time was in Jeffy's online school, where she was working on a cam girl site. But ever since then, she has never really been seen, until in 2024 when they posted SML Movie Junior's favorite cereal, where we see her working as a bop. So I guess she's still living her best life, but she is really old, so she'll probably die soon. But staying on the topic of OG SML characters, what happened to Chris the Cucumber? Chris the Cucumber first appeared in Bowser's Salad Rap all the way back in 2013, where his whole personality was giving people random facts, even if they make no sense at all. He appeared in a lot of videos throughout 2013 and 2014, but it quickly came to an end in his final video in 2015 called Chef Papy Gets Sick. And it's not even like he was killed or anything. SML literally just hasn't used him for almost a decade now. Come on, I know he's copyrighted by VeggieTales, but Logan, you use Woody and Shrek sometimes. Get Chris the Cucumber back in videos. At least one video. Just give him a small cameo. That would make me happy. Lavelle has even mentioned on his YouTube channel in a reaction that he wants Chris the Cucumber to be in more videos. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I really don't remember which reaction on this channel this was mentioned in, but I know I'm not crazy. Let me know in the comments down below if you remember which reaction you said that in. Maybe I'm just crazy. Moving on to the next bit. What happened to Jeffy's biological parents, Nancy and Jacques-Pierre Francois? First, let's talk about Nancy. Nancy's first appearance was in Jeffy's parents back in 2017, where she was revealed to be a horrible, abusive mother to Jeffy. But throughout the years after that, Nancy was never to be seen again. The only thing fans had was the teaser for the SML movie, which had Nancy's voice and heavily hinted that Nancy would be the main villain. But unfortunately, as we all know, the SML movie never truly came out. But things started looking up when she made an appearance in Jeffy's 17th birthday, when Jeffy went to prison for stealing a Taco Bell sign, revealing that Nancy was still after Jeffy. And finally, on Jeffy's 18th birthday, we finally got what was deemed as the long-awaited SML movie, where Nancy kidnaps Jeffy and goes on a big chase in a van around town. But in the heat of the moment, Jeffy shoots Nancy in the head while trying to escape the van, and it blows up. So you would think that she's dead forever, right? But somehow, she came back in Jeffy's 19th birthday, when it was revealed that she actually survived a bullet to the head and even an explosion. But in this episode, she got killed for good. Maybe. Probably not, though. Nancy is pretty much just the William Afton of SML at this point, as she can seemingly just come back at will. Jeffy's dad, similarly, was introduced in Jeffy's parents as a famous painter and then died, leaving his multi-million-dollar fortune to his biological son, Jeffy. This wasn't technically his first appearance, though, as he was seen in videos a few years before, like Bowser Jr.'s painting. But in Jeffy's 18th birthday, it was revealed that he was faking his death just so that his paintings could be worth more money. And since then, he has made a couple cameos and videos. But other than that, he's rarely used. But what happened to all of Jeffy's pets? Starting with Jeffy's dog. My theory is that Jeffy's dog probably passed away because Jeffy didn't take care of his dog properly. For example, in SML movie Jeffy's Bad Dog, Jeffy cleaned his room so that he could get a chocolate cake and accidentally left it on the couch next to his dog. And after Jeffy and Mario return to the kitchen, they see that Jeffy's cake is gone and assume that his dog ate all of it. And if you guys don't know, it is a horrible idea to let your dog eat chocolate because they could get sick and possibly die. So with this, we know that Jeffy's dog is probably dead. But what happened to Jeffy's hamster, Papy, who first appeared in SML movie Jeffy's Pet? But I actually know where he is because of a vlog on Chili's channel titled What Happened to Jeffy's Hamster, where Chili explained that when she and Logan were out of town, Tito, who is Chili's brother, was in charge of all of their pets. But when Tito let the dogs out, one of them literally ate the hamster. The next pet is Jeffy's tiger, who appeared in SML movie Jeffy's Pet Tiger. And my theory is that the zookeeper had to put the tiger back in the wild, since Joe Exotic, the person who was selling the tigers in the first place, was probably selling them illegally. The next pet is a more recent one, and it's Booger, and he last appeared in SML movie Jeffy's Eggs. There's really not much to say about this one. He's kind of just not been in videos recently. But enough of Jeffy's pets. Let's move on to something more interesting, like Lola. She was first introduced in SML movie The Maid, where she was hired by Bowser to give Chef Pee-Pee some extra help. But she only made one more appearance after this in Chef Pee-Pee's date. And I'm guessing that Lola isn't in videos anymore because the voice actor of her, Rebecca, who is actually Tito's girlfriend, doesn't work with SML anymore. And I think she broke up with Tito. But what happened to Little T, who used to be known as Toad before the whole cease and desist letter thing? Toad was in SML way back in the beginning of the channel in 2007, when Logan first started making videos. And let me tell you, he appeared a lot. When Lavelle joined the channel back in 2010, he picked up the Toad voice. And from there, he became a staple of the SML channel, appearing in over 38 videos in 2014. But in the years after that, he was slowly seen less and less as more popular characters like Jeffy took the spotlight. And SML getting sued was the final nail in the coffin for Toad, because when he became Little T, Logan really didn't want to use him in videos anymore. And it kind of makes sense. He lost all of his personality with him being changed to a puppet, but he still occasionally appears in videos, with the Junior's Big Playtime series being all of his recent appearances. Someone who had a similar fate, though, was Peach. But by this time, they completely abandoned her character when they got the cease and desist letter. Similar to Toad, she was also used a lot at the start of the channel as Mario's girlfriend. But once SML moved into the apartment, they introduced Rosalina, and then they kind of just stopped using Peach. Although, on multiple occasions, Mario has been caught talking to Peach, and Rosalina was not very happy about this. But to be fair, Rosalina can't really be mad because she literally literally has like 80 ex-boyfriends. But what happened to Chaz and Junior Jr.? They are both kids of Cody Jr. and Chef Papy, in a weird messed up machine in Chef Papy's kids. And when a parent is unfit for their job to take care of their children, the kids need to find new homes. And typically, when a child is removed from their home, CPS will work to find a suitable place for the child, which could be with their relatives, in foster care, or in a group home. Well, I think that their grandpa, King Strongbottom, could have actually taken Chef Papy's kids, because it seems that King Strongbottom was always disappointed with Chef Papy, so now he might just be taking care of Chef Papy's kids as if they were his own. And it's possible that they actually have a good loving family now. But where did my boy Human Ken go? Not to be confused with the doll version of Ken, who appears with Cody all the time. He's a doll, dude! But I'm talking about the human version of Ken that was created in the Come to Life machine in SML movie Awaken. And in this video, Ken actually becomes straight and leaves town, which really upset Cody. He did return though in SML's recreation of the Barbie movie in the video Starstrucken, but ever since that, he hasn't been seen, and he's probably out there stealing everyone's girls. But what happened to Jeffy's grandparents, Martha and Papy? They made their debut and last appearance in SML movie Jeffy's grandparents, and my first theory is that they passed away. And the reason I say this is not to be mean, but they are very old and they really don't seem to take care of themselves. In the video, you can see that both Martha and Papy are more worried about their cats than Jeffy and themselves. And they also seemed crazy enough to harm each other, since Jeffy ran away. Who knows what they could have decided to do if they didn't have enough spam for their cats. My second theory is that both Martha and Papy could have possibly gotten arrested for murdering their caretakers and feeding them to their cats. Because in SML movie Jeffy's grandparents, when Martha sees Brooklyn Guy, she proceeds to not let Brooklyn Guy in because he doesn't have a warrant. She mentions that she's had bad experiences with cops in the past entering her house forcefully. But what if she is secretly hiding something in there that she doesn't want Brooklyn Guy to see in the house? Possibly their previous caretakers, which they could have fed to their cats. And if they did have caretakers who ended up dying, the neighbor could have reported them to the police station for suspicious activities, or maybe just a really bad smell coming from the house. And now they're probably in jail or have passed away in jail. My final theory is that they actually never existed, and this was actually just Jeffy having a really bad nightmare, because it would be crazy if there were two elderly people unironically wearing pencils in their nose. But maybe they just got those Jeffy genetics. But what happened to Officer Top and Bottom? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Officer Top and Bottom were introduced as a replacement for Brooklyn Guy during the cough, similar to how Harry replaced Cody for a short time. But we all know how this goes. Phoebe came back and Brooklyn Guy was in videos. And after this, everyone kinda just forgot about these characters. As I mean, they only made 3 appearances, and I don't think anyone actually liked them. But finally, what happened to Scooter? Where he made his final appearance in SML movie Jeffy's Yes Day. And Scooter is actually his clone, not his brother like many people think. Because in SML movie Jeffy's clone, Cody makes a cloning machine. And after Jeffy uses it, another version of Jeffy comes out who would go on to be later known as Scooter. And Scooter never actually lived with Jeffy. He's really just Jeffy's friend who comes over from time to time. And the real life reason for Scooter not appearing in recent videos could be that the voice actor for Scooter, Matthew, really hasn't done much for SML recently. And this is because he has a job, which makes it hard for him to fly out to be in videos. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end, and if you liked this video, I promise you'll also love this video on screen right here.